Thank you for tuning in to the Big Ten Recap Show. I'm your host, Shane Falco, along with my co-host, Don King. We're going to talk about some of the scores that happened, some of the different games, the standout players of the week, and also go through the new rankings. Let's break down some of the scores and recaps of the games. What do you got, Don?
Thanks, Falco. Scores for the Big Ten Week 1. We got Lockdown 7, Nellis 0 in the game of the week. Defensive game there. We have Second and Nut 19, Empire 12, which was definitely a game of the week also for the Big 12. Justin Mays and Randall showing Empire what was up. We have the other guys and the Geek Squad in the Battle of the Newbies, 14-12 other guys. And we have Battle of the Canines going for Bulldogs and the Wolverines, 14-12. You gotta love it. What do you have for your new rankings, Falco?
Thanks, Don. Rankings are going to break down a little bit. Obviously, Second and Nun's got to be on top. I mean, anytime you go out of conference and play up, and you obviously either shut down or just have your team completely shut down one of the top receivers in the league, whether it be the offense's inept ability or the defense's ability, regardless, he didn't do anything, so obviously a big move there. Next, we're going to go with Lockdown. Very defensive struggle, but best QB obviously knocked out the best defense, and it was a one-score game, but hey, sometimes offense does win championships. Bulldogs at number 3, very tough game against the athletic Wolverines team. I think this team is going to be very dangerous come down the season. Wolverines, that is. And I think once they get organized, Josh is going to have them in the hunt at the end. Next would be the other guys. Brand new team. Showed a little bit of some youth and athletic ability. Coming out and beating another new team. And they're the last undefeated team. Maybe 1-0, but they're still undefeated. Nellis has to be in next. Their defense is obviously going to keep them in games all season long, as they proved. Apparently the kryptonite for the infamous T-Money is to play him after sundown because the glasses got to come off, and he's a lot less effective when the glasses are off. Next, we're going to go with those athletic Wolverines. Definitely once they get some organization, adjust to the flag game, they're going to be a top team in this conference. Next ranking is going to be the Mad Dogs. They're new to the Big Ten this week as they were kind of moved down. A lot of it had to do with the league moving them down, not their own choice. But regardless, they are here in the Big Ten, and until they can win a game, they're going to have to stay down here. Last will be the Geek Squad, a new team. Got a couple of players that are recognizable from the past, but they're still going to need to get some organization, get some chemistry, and put some time in to move up the rankings here. What do we got for some of the standout players of the week this week, Don?
All right, players of the week, Big Ten Week 1. I got Mike Wagner, the wide receiver for Lockdown, 125 yards and a TD. He had basically 25% of Brad's completions. And then we have Brian Raleigh, 3 sacks and 4 flag pulls. I think he's got to be halfway there for getting a vacation package from Sherman this season. What do you think about the players of the week?
I definitely have to agree. I mean, it's hard to keep out Justin Mays with his performance, but I think anytime you have 125 yards receiving and a touchdown, the game's only touchdown against a very tough defensive team like Nellis. I mean, it's got to account for a big game. And obviously Brian Raleigh with 3 sacks. I mean, doing that against Empire and their supposed tough offensive line. I mean, that's very, very, very impressive performance. The vacation package thing, obviously, I think on the tally, he is about 35% of the way there the last time I looked at the leaderboards. So we'll get the update from Sherm next week. Definitely good standout performances all around.
Well, Hawaii, here you come. You're going to have a new tan. What do you have for the game of the week?
Game of the week this week, I'm going to have to go with Nellis and Second and None. Nellis looking to rebound from that very tough loss. Got their tough defense going against the new Second and None offense led by Justin Mays. Can he roll right all day? We don't know. But it's going to be a very tough matchup. The game is again at 5 o'clock. So I think for the first half at least, T-Money is going to be a factor. But once the sun goes down at halftime, I think Second and None is going to make that push and take the game. That's going to pretty much wrap it up, I believe, for our Big Ten recap show. Go ahead and tune in next week. We're going to continue with the scores and players of the week and adjust the new rankings.